Alright, hello, my name is Seth Lundquist, and I will be presenting the Los Angeles Police Department. Alright, first of all, is the outline. We're going to talk about the history, core values, mission statement, motto, management, organization, and the contemporary issues. First of all, the history of the LAPD. In 1853, the second city marshal, Jack Whaling, was murdered. This led to Dr. A.W. Hope to form the Los Angeles Rangers and become the first chief. In 1869, the first 6 officers of the Los Angeles Police Department were hired, led by City Marshal William C. Warren. Warren also served as the dog catcher and tax collector. 6 years later, in 1875, the LAPD instituted their first horse patrol. The mounted officers were paid $95 a month and were active until 1916. In 1886, the LAPD hired its first 2 African American officers, Robert William Stewart and Roy Green. In 1889, John M. Glass began his time as chief, which lasted 11 years. He was the first to originate standards for entry-level officers and police professionalism. In 1910, the LAPD became the first department to hire a female officer. Alice Stebbin Wells was the nation's first policewoman. They were also the first police department to hire African American and Hispanic policewomen. In 1918, a flying squad was enacted, featuring 2 high-powered cars driven by detectives during the early hours of the morning in the hope of fighting violent crime. Between the years of 1918 and 1919, in a 6-month period, 17 police officers were killed in the line of duty. Between 1920 and 1940, the department was politically run, and the government, as well as the department, experienced severe corruption. During one 15-month period, 100 officers were dismissed for misconduct. In 1919 through 1923, August Vollmer became the chief and made huge strides in progressing the department. He reorganized the department, strived to improve working conditions, established new standards of professionalism, as well as laid the groundwork for the department's Scientific Investigations Division. In order to fight crime in high-crime areas, he created a 300-man Crime Crushers Division. His tenure as chief was immensely productive toward moving the LAPD into the future. In 1926, James Davis became chief. He formed a 50-man gun squad and gave the LAPD the reputation of being firearm experts, as well as creating the Dragnet system. In a move to clean up the department, he fired 240 officers for misconduct. In 1931, 5 years later, the LAPD introduced its first air patrol, comprised of 10 officers to fix Wing Squadron. This was also during a time when the public confidence in the department dropped. The mayor sought to fix this problem by creating super snoopers to spy on the department. In 1950, Chief William H. Parker was considered the most distinguished chief. He served as a chief longer than any other before or after, maintained the position for 16 years. He streamlined the department, kept the public informed of the department's activities, eliminated wasteful spending, and pioneered narcotics and civil rights enforcement. Currently, LAPD's administrative headquarters is now called the Parker Center. In 1967, Chief Davis created the Basic Car Plan, which assigned specific officers to certain geographical areas. He also promoted Neighborhood Watch, Air Support Division, the Canine Corps, multimedia instruction for law enforcement, and development and evaluation of firearms training. In 1978, Chief Gates took the position shortly after Proposition 13 passed. This slashed the department's budgets. LAPD now had roughly half the manpower of Chicago and a quarter that of New York City. During his time as chief, the Olympics were held in Los Angeles, as well as the Pope making a visit. Drugs and gang violence were the greatest problem faced by the people of the city. Even with this dangerous issue and limited budget, Gates managed to keep crime to a minimum during both of these events and created the first DARE program, as well as pioneering the first SWAT team. In 1992, Chief Williams became the 50th Chief of Police and the first African American chief in the department's history. He inherited the department shortly following the Rodney King trial, where there was much rioting and public scrutiny of the department. In 2002, Chief William Brandt managed the third largest police department in the USA. During the first 3 years of his time as chief, he reduced the rate of homicide by over 20%. He is also the only person to ever serve as the police chief for both the LAPD and NYPD, and has developed a reputation for restoring police departments and fighting crime. In 2009, Charlie Beck became the current police chief for the Los Angeles Police Department.